Welcome to another drawing from Let's Have Fun Drawing Together. Let's dive right into today's story.
Who is Spider-Man? Everyone knows Spider-Man, the web-slinging, wall-crawling hero of New York City. But before he became the city's protector, he was just Peter Parker, an ordinary high school kid with an extraordinary secret. Peter wasn't born with superpowers. He got them one day when a radioactive spider bit him during a school trip to a science lab. The bite changed his life forever, giving him super strength, the ability to cling to walls, incredible reflexes, and a special danger sense called the spider sense. At first, Peter thought his powers were just a cool trick. But when he lost someone he loved because of a mistake he made, he learned a hard but important lesson. With great power comes great responsibility. Since that day, Peter Parker has used his powers to fight crime and protect the people of New York. He's battled some of the most dangerous villains, from the high-flying Vulture to the devious Green Goblin. But no matter how tough the fight gets, he never gives up. Because Spider-Man isn't just a hero, he's a symbol of courage, kindness, and doing what's right, even when it's hard. And this is one of his greatest adventures yet. Spider-Man, the Web of Responsibility. Chapter 1. The City's Watchful Protector. Peter Parker swung through the towering skyscrapers of New York City, his red and blue suit flashing against the golden sunset. The wind rushed past his face as he soared over the bustling streets, listening to the sounds of the city below. The honking of taxis, the chatter of pedestrians, and the occasional, "Hey, it's Spider-Man," were all part of his daily routine. But Peter wasn't just swinging around for fun. He had a duty to protect his city, to help those in need, and, of course, to make it home in time for Aunt May's dinner. Just one more patrol, Peter muttered to himself, perching on a rooftop. His spider sense tingled slightly, like a tiny buzz in the back of his mind. Something was off. Suddenly, boom, a loud explosion echoed from just a few blocks away. Without hesitation, Spider-Man launched himself toward the source of the noise. Chapter 2. Trouble at the Museum. Peter landed outside the New York Museum of Science, where a massive hole had been blown into the side of the building. Smoke billowed from the entrance as alarms blared. Inside, people screamed, running for safety. Spidey's eyes narrowed behind his mask. Looks like someone's got sticky fingers. Just as he was about to swing inside, a deep, mechanical laugh filled the air. Out of the shadows stepped the Vulture, his high-tech wings glinting under the city lights. "Spider-Man," Vulture sneered, "you always show up when you're not wanted. And you always show up when there's something expensive to steal," Spidey quipped. "Seriously, you have a thing for museums? Ever tried, I don't know, a hobby that doesn't involve breaking the law?" Vulture didn't waste time with more words. He lunged, his metal wings slicing through the air. Peter dodged just in time, flipping backward onto a nearby lamppost. But then, his spider sense exploded in his head. Something was coming, something big. Chapter 3. The Mysterious Device. Just as Peter dodged another swipe from Vulture, a shadowy figure darted into the museum, heading straight for the shattered display case. A strange, glowing cube sat inside, pulsing with energy. Peter had no idea what it was, but he was pretty sure it wasn't supposed to end up in the hands of villains. Two bad guys in one night? Lucky me, Spidey sighed, shooting a web toward the mysterious figure. But before his web could reach its target, the figure vanished into thin air. What the? Before Peter could react, Vulture grabbed him by the shoulders and yanked him into the sky. The wind roared in his ears as the city blurred below. Chapter 4. A Lesson in Strategy. "Not so cocky now, are you, Spider-Man?" Vulture growled, tightening his grip. Peter struggled, but he knew panicking wouldn't help. "Think, Parker, think." His mind raced. If he struggled too much, he could fall. But if he stayed still, wham! Spidey smashed his web shooters against Vulture's wings, clogging them with thick, sticky webbing. Vulture sputtered, lost control, and spiraled downward. Peter twisted mid-air, flipping free before landing gracefully on a rooftop. "Okay, next time, let's not try to fly without a license," Peter quipped as Vulture crashed into a billboard. But before he could celebrate, his spider sense flared again. The mysterious thief was still out there. Chapter 5. The Chase Begins. Peter raced back to the museum, scanning the streets. The thief had left a trail, faint glowing footprints on the pavement. Following them, he found himself in a dark alley. The shadows moved. Then, whoosh, the thief teleported right in front of him. Now that Peter was closer, he could see who he was dealing with. A young girl, barely older than him, wearing a high-tech suit covered in glowing lines. "Who are you?" Peter asked, keeping his stance ready for a fight. She hesitated. I didn't mean for this to happen. I just needed to get it before it fell into the wrong hands." Peter tilted his head. "Okay, first of all, stealing? Definitely not a great move. Second, what even is that thing?" She looked at the glowing cube in her hands. "It's an energy core, and if I don't stop it from overloading, it could destroy half the city." Chapter 6. The Web of Responsibility. Peter's heart skipped a beat. "Wait, what? Look, I was trying to steal it before Vulture could. He doesn't even know what it is, he just wants to sell it." Peter sighed. "Okay, so we both want to stop Vulture and save the city. Great, but how do we stop that thing from exploding?" The girl frowned. "I need time to recalibrate it. 5 minutes, maybe 10. Peter nodded. "Fine, you fix the boombox, I keep the Birdman distracted. Deal?" She smirked. "Deal." Peter turned back toward the city just as Vulture recovered, shaking off the webbing. His eyes were filled with rage. Round 2, Webhead. Peter cracked his knuckles. "Oh, buddy, you are so going down." Chapter 7. The Final Battle. The fight was fast, brutal, and epic. Peter dodged, flipped, and countered every one of Vulture's attacks, using his webbing to slow him down. But Vulture was strong and angry. Meanwhile, the girl worked furiously on the glowing cube, her fingers flying across its surface. "Almost there," she called. Peter needed one last move to end this fight. So he did something crazy. As Vulture lunged, Peter webbed his feet to the ground, flipped over him, and used all his strength to pull him backward. Vulture crashed into a fire escape, his wings sparking and short-circuiting. At the same moment, the cube powered down. Silence. The city lights flickered, then steadied. The danger had passed. Chapter 8. More than a hero. The girl looked up at Peter. "You know, you're not what I expected." Peter grinned. "I get that a lot." Vulture groaned, stuck in a webbed-up mess. "You kids are the worst." Peter turned to the girl. "So, what now, you gonna run off with that thing?" She hesitated, then handed him the cube. "I trust you. Just make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands." Peter smiled. "You got it." As she disappeared into the shadows, Peter webbed up the cube, securing it for Shield to collect. Then, stretching his sore arms, he sighed. "And I still have to finish my homework." With that, Spider-Man swung into the night, the friendly neighborhood hero, always ready for the next adventure. Being a hero isn't about having powers, it's about making the right choices. Spider-Man didn't just fight villains, he listened, helped, and took responsibility for protecting others. Just like Peter, we all have our own responsibilities, whether it's standing up for what's right, helping someone in need, or simply doing our best every day. Because being a hero, it starts with you. And that's the end of today's adventure with Spider-Man. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun listening to the story while learning how to draw. But don't go anywhere, because there's so much more coming. Remember, new videos drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so there's always a new story to enjoy and a new character to bring to life. We've got even more exciting heroes, villains, and magical creatures coming to the channel, and I can't wait to share them with you. The goal here is simple: bringing back the magic of storytelling while we all learn and grow together through art. So, if you love stories and love to draw, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy drawing!